first grade friends. I am going to read you one of our family favorite books called Monsterlicious. My daughter is helping me.
Hi.
That's my daughter, Natalie.
Hi.
You probably just saw up her nose. It's all good. But anyway, we're going to read you one of our bedtime favorites. It's called Monsterlicious. It's by Eric John Slangerup. And the pictures are by John Sanford. And I promise, they're not scary monsters. They're kind of fun.
Should we show them Galaxy?
You can show them Galaxy.
This is Galaxy.
Galaxy's going to listen too.
He's a good boy.
Say hi, Galaxy.
He's a good boy.
Galaxy just had his birthday. So he's a year old now.
It's crazy.
I know.
Okay, here we go.
Bingle Bangdoodle came from a long, long line of very famous chefs. For years and years, everyone in the Bangdoodles made delicious dishes in the Bangdoodle restaurant. Everyone except Bingle. He was a little different. Bingle only knew how to make one thing.
A mess.
A disaster.
Even worse.
This made Bingle's father, one of the very famous chefs, a nervous and unhappy person. He was especially nervous and unhappy about leaving his son in charge of the Bangdoodle restaurant for 3 whole days. But the chef had no other choice. He needed a vacation from everything, especially Bingle. "Bingle," his father said, "I am a nervous and unhappy person, and I need a vacation. Since I can't find anyone else to put in charge, you're the chef for 3 whole days. Try not to destroy everything."
Yeah.
Then he let out a great sigh, shook his head from side to side, and went off.
Oh, that's pretty mean, yo.
Bingle quickly became as nervous and unhappy as his father. He knew the Bangdoodle restaurant was doomed in his hands. Less than an hour passed before 2 snooty, snobby couples arrived for dinner, pressed and polished from head to toe. After he took their order, Bingle anxiously raced around the kitchen, preparing the food and making a few mistakes along the way, of course. He dropped the noodles on the floor, burned the roast, confused the soap with the cheese, and dropped a shoe in the soup.
Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, the fancy couples grew impatient. Not sure what else to do, Bingle carried out his disasters to the guests. I hope you like it," he whispered. Then he scurried back to the kitchen and waited. After a few moments, loud, horrible noises filled the entire restaurant. "Ew!" squealed the lady in the sparkling dress. "There's a shoe in my soup." "Patooey!" spat the man with the pencil-thin mustache. "My roast is burnt." "Yuck!" shrieked the lady with the rings on each finger. "Then my cheese tastes like soap." "Blarg!" exclaimed the man with the bow tie. "My noodles are dirty." Bingle was terrified. "They sound just like my father," he thought. Shaking frantically, Bingle scooped all of the ruined dinners onto a big silver platter. At that very moment, something unexpected happened. 4 enormous trolls barged through the front door. "We are starving!" the trolls roared. "Feed us now!" When trolls are starving, they are not polite. The fancy guests shrieked and ran, leaving Bingle alone with the trolls. The Bangdoodle restaurant had never served trolls before, but Bingle could not stop them. The trolls stomped in, squatted down at a table, snatched the very same food off the silver platter, and began to gobble it up. "Gobble-de-gulp," said the first. "Munch, munch," said the second. "Schmackety-schlurp," said the third. "Crunch, crunch," said the fourth. Suddenly, the trolls stopped eating. Bingle stood absolutely still, frozen by fear. Delicious! The trolls wailed in unison. This shoe is scrumptious, said the first. The noodles have such flavor, said the second. My roast is so crispy, said the third. Do I detect a hint of suds? How divine, said the fourth. The trolls all burped in unison, burp, so loudly that it echoed throughout the restaurant. They cheered for Bingle and congratulated him on his cooking skills. Bingle couldn't believe his ears. Never before had he received such compliments. More! Demanded the trolls. Well, that was something that Bingle could do. No longer nervous or unhappy, he busied himself by making one disgusting concoction after another. It was easy. It was fun. And the trolls loved it all. They swallowed the soggy snake gut sandwiches. They inhaled the hideous hog hair souffle. They munched the meadow muck muffins. 6 hours and 19 courses later, an exhausted Bingle worried that his guests would never leave. The trolls ate and ate and ate. They smacked on sticky spiderweb casserole. They gobbled all the greasy goat gristle cobbler. They even ate the bat booger pie. Eventually, the trolls called all their frightening friends to join them. Soon, the entire dining room was filled with monstrous beasts.
Wow.
Never before had the Bangdoodle restaurant seen such hustle or bustle. A table of ogres dined on a plate of fungus-stuffed frogs' eyes. In the corner booth, 2 goblins toasted glasses brimming with dripping dog drool. A family of swamp creatures enjoyed slippery fish heads on a stick, and a lone gargoyle slurped a mud puddle pudding.
Ew. That's gross, guys.
By the second day, there was a long line of monsters waiting to eat at Bangdoodle's. A steady scent of old garbage wafted from the kitchen. The menus included several daily specials: cream of cockroach, tossed worm salad, and roasted skunk on a bed of ragweed.
Yeah.
By the third day, the restaurant had become a celebrity hangout. Every famous creature was there. Bigfoot and the swamp monster were snarfing up deep-fried lint balls. Even the boogeyman was lurking nearby. Bingle worked around the clock, while the trolls and all their friends ate everything in sight, even a candle or two. It seemed none of the monsters would ever leave. In the dining room, they banged on the tables. They chanted for more. Bingle had never been so exhausted or so happy in all his life. He worked furiously to prepare dishes with special ingredients like rotten banana peels, poison ivy, broken eggshells, and curdled cream. Then he remembered. 3 days had passed. His father would return at any moment. What would he do? He wondered frantically. No sooner had this worry entered his mind than the door opened and his father appeared. For an instant, time seemed to stop. Bingle Bangdoodle, his father boomed. He glanced at the slime-covered kitchen walls. He glanced at the room full of hairy, bumpy, scaly guests. Finally, he glanced at Bingle, who was stirring a big pot of underwear stew. What are you doing? I'm cooking today's special, squeaked Bingle. It's my own recipe. Bingle's father grabbed the spoon. He scooped up some soup and sipped. Then he humphed and hummed. Bingle held his breath as his father's face slowly changed from a scowl to almost a smile. Then his father did something remarkable. He winked. Something's missing, said Bingle's father, and as he stirred the soup. Then he leaned his head back and spit his chewing gum, which flew high into the air and landed kerplop right in the middle of the pot. Then, for the first time since Bingle could remember, his father cracked a smile. There, Bingle's father said. Now it's perfect. The end.
You okay, Galaxy?
We hope you liked Monsterlicious.
It was awesome, like usual.
I don't think Galaxy liked it. He started growling at us.
See, look. Galaxy's
What's
sad.
the matter, Galaxy? You're sad that the kids don't get to go to school right now. Oh, the kids are sad too, buddy. But we'll be back as soon as we can. Until then, good night, my first grade friends.
Goodbye.
Nellie says good night, and even Galaxy says good night.
Good night. Good night, guys.